Hi, welcome to the session. Today we are going to discuss about simple database applications. Before that, we have to know about database. It is a collection of related data and that can be processed to produce information. For example, if we have a data about mark obtained by all students, then we can conclude about the toppers and average marks of the. Next, a database management system is a software application that interacts with the user, other applications and database itself to capture and analyze the stored data in which a way that is become easier to retrieve, manipulate and produce information. Example softwares of database management system: Microsoft Access, Oracle, MySQL and SQL Server. Characteristics of modern database management system: real world entity. A modern database uses real world entities to design its architecture. It uses the behavior and attributes too. For example, a school database may use the student as an entity and the attributes are student name and age. Next, relation based table. A database allows entities and relation among them to form tables. A user can understand the architecture of a database just by looking at the table names. Next, less redundancy. Database follow the rules of normalization, which is a mathematically rich and scientific process that reduce the data redundancy. That means to reduce the data duplications. Next, consistency. Consistency is a state wherever relation in a database remain constant. A database can provide greater consistency as compared to the earlier form of data storing applications like file processing system. Query language. Database equipped with the query language, which makes it more efficient to retrieve and manipulate data. This is not possible in file processing system. Next, ACID property. ACID means atomicity, consistency, isolation and durability. These properties helps the database stay healthy in multi-transactional environments and in case of failures. Multi-user and concurrent access. The database supports multi-user environment and allow them to access and manipulate the data in parallel without creating any conflicts. Next, multi-views. Data offers multi-views of different users. This feature enables the users to have a concurrent view of database according to their requirement. A user who is in the sales department will have a different view of database than the production department employee. Next, security. Database offers many different levels of security features which enables multiple users to have different views with different features. For example, users in the sales department cannot see the data belongs to the purchase department. Next, users of database management system. There are three kind of users are there: administrator, designer and end user. Administrators maintain the database. They are responsible to create access profiles for users and apply limitations to maintain isolation and force security. Administrator also look after database resource like system license, record tools and other software and hardware related maintenance. Next, designers. Designers are the group of people who actually work on the designing part of the database. They keep a close watch on what data should be kept and in what format. They identify and design the whole set of entities, relations, constraints, and views. Next, end users. End users are those who actually gain the benefit of having a database. Database architecture. A three-tier architecture separates its tiers from each other based on the complexity of the user and how they use the data presence in the database. It is most widely used architecture to design a database. This architecture mentions the three tiers: data tier, application tier and presentation tier. Data tier, that may be called as a database tier. At this tier, the database resides along with the query processing language. We also have the relation that define the data and their constraints at this level. Next, application or middle tier. At this tier reside the application server and programs that access the database. For a user, this application tier presents an abstracted view of the database. End users are unaware of any existence of database beyond the application. At the other end, the database tier is not aware of any other user beyond the application tier. Hence, the application layer sits in the middle and acts as a mediator between end user and database. User tier, or it may be called as a presentation tier. End user operate on this tier and they know nothing about any existence of database beyond this layer. At this layer, multiple views of database can be provided by the application. If a database is not multi-layered, then it becomes difficult to make any changes in the database system. So database systems are designed in multi-layers. Data dependency. A database system normally contains a lot of data in addition to user data. For example, it stores the data about data that known as metadata to locate and retrieve data easily. Metadata itself follows a layered architecture so that when we change the data in one layer, it does not affect the data in another layer. This data is independent but mapped to each other. There are two types of data independency: logical data independency and physical data independency. Logical data independency is the data about database, that is, it stores the information about how data is managed inside. For example, a table stored in the database and all its constants applied on that relation. Logical data independency is the kind of mechanism which relaxes itself from actual data stored on the disk. If we do some changes on the table structure, it should not affect the logical structure of any data object. Next, physical data dependency. All the schemas are logical and the actual data is stored in bit format on the disk. Physical data independency is the power to change the physical data without impacting the schema or logical data. For example, there is any change in memory size of the data server, then it will not affect the logical structure of any data object. Next, data model. The data model in database describe the logical structure of database relation between the database and various constraints on data. There are three types of data model: hierarchical data model, network data model, relational data model. Hierarchical data model, here each entity has only one parent but can have several children. The database model organizes the data into a tree-like structure. On top of the hierarchy, there is only one node called root. This model represents the relationship in one to many. That means one university have multiple courses, one course have multiple staffs. Next, network model. It is the enhanced version of hierarchical model. It helps to address many to many relationship. That is, any children in this model can have multiple parents. Next, relational model. Here the data is stored in the form of tables. These tables are related with each other. Here we have two tables, student tables and subject tables. Both tables are having a relationship with the subject mark allocation table. ER model. The object relationship pair can be graphically represented by a diagram that is called entity relationship diagram. This model is basically used to design the relational database system. In the ER diagram, we have three basic components: entity, attribute, and relationship. Entity, it is drawn as a rectangle. Entity is an object that exists and is distinguishable similar to a record in a programming language with attributes. For example, student, customer, book, and course. In the entity, we have a weak entity when the entity is depending upon some other entity that is called as a weak entity. For example, in the bank application, loan is the entity, that is every customer not having the loan entities. Every bank has a customer, so customer is the strong entity. Next attribute, it represents in ellipse. It is similar to the fields in a programming language. Each attribute has a set of primitive values called the domain. For example, student name, book name, course name, like that. The attribute which is based on another attribute in the sense, that is called as a derived attribute. From the date of birth, we can able to derive the age attribute. Next, the key attribute. It is a unique attribute to identify the record. Typically, the primary key of the record is a key record. Example, registration number of the student. Next, multi-valued attribute. Which attribute can hold the multiple values? For example, phone numbers. One person can have more than one mobile numbers. Next component, relationship. It is represented by the diamond symbol. It is associated among other entities. The relationship may have the attributes. When two entities share some information, then it is denoted by the relationship. There are many relationships. The basic relationship is one to one to many, and many to one. This is for the very simple library management application. Here the student and book is the two entity, and student has some attributes and book has some attributes, and student entity and book entity have some relationship. So student reads books, so this is the relationship, and student have the attributes. The roll number is the key attribute. Based on the roll number, we can able to identify the unique student record. And here we have a many number of attributes: student name, phone number is the multi-valued. Address is a composite attribute because based on the city, pin number, and state, the address can be valued. Here the age attribute is the derived attribute because from the date of birth we can able to retrieve the age attribute. This is the example for employee management table, and this is for a student management table in a college. Thank you.